One. Hey, Mortgage Coach community, Dave Savage here, and today I am interviewing Mari Smith. How you doing, Mari?
Awesome. Great to be here.
Well, it's good to have you. I interviewed you many years ago. I think I was referred to you by Darren Hardy. I hope you remember that. Hope it was somewhat memorable.
Absolutely. Yes, I definitely remember it.
Well, that was very early in the Facebook days, and today you were referred to me by Cindy Ertman, a good friend of Mortgage Coach, a great leader in our mortgage industry. And I had put the question out, hey, who are the best Facebook experts that could teach loan officers and realtors how to, build personal brand, how to, engage, and your name came up over and over. So it's good to have you.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good. Well, I'd like to do this conversation from a perspective that we're communicating to loan officers, mortgage professionals that use Facebook. Some use it well, some don't. Let's just say most don't. And I'd also like to do it in a way that they want to be leaders to real estate agents. They want to bring value, whether it's doing social good together or whether it's bringing ideas to realtors to help them sell more homes. So I'll really let you take it. I know one question that comes up a lot is, do I need to do paid advertising? Yes or no? Mm-hmm. And if I do, how? What do I do? So why don't we just start with that and see where this conversation goes?
Okay, sounds good. Right. So the thing is that when you're an independent professional, it's not like you're a brand that is, only like corporate, like you're only doing like corporate social media marketing. Because who you are, you're representing yourself. So you can use a wonderful blend of your personal profile, even your personal Instagram, your LinkedIn, and then in addition, you want a Facebook business page. And the Facebook business page allows you to have this place on Facebook and really beyond because it's fully public, it's fully indexed, great way to get extra Google SEO. Google juice, as I call it, by having some great keyword-rich content on your Facebook page. And with a Facebook page, a business page, it's the only way that you'll be allowed to do advertising, paid placement. And even, in fact, hot off the press here, Dave, a fairly new, brand new strategy is having a Facebook group that is linked, that is connected to your business page. Your business page is the admin of that group. And what just recently came out is the boost button, the capability to boost, to pay Facebook to elevate the reach of your posts inside of groups. Now, interestingly enough, you're actually elevating it beyond the group members. So you can use that feature to attract more group, members to your group and to just get your name and brand and message out there more. So I actually work with, go ahead.
Let me ask one question. So let me make sure I get this right. So I'm a loan officer. I got my page. I've got to have a business page. Mm-hmm. You're recommending groups. By the way, we use groups here at Mortgage Coach, and we have it linked to our page. But you're saying that you could boost that from your page and also boost it within your group. Now, I thought when you had a group, the people within that group were getting your message. Like you didn't necessarily, I don't want to say need to boost within groups, but I didn't know how valuable that was. Could you just speak to that real quick?
Okay, so it's very new, like I said, very new concept. So, and in fact, before I literally just got the feature a couple of days ago, and I had been hearing that it was being tested, and some of my community members had the feature. And my first thought was, okay, this must be for groups that have large numbers, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of members, and you're elevating reach to that post in the newsfeed of those group members. That might make sense because sometimes you have kind of lurkers, members that haven't been active in there for a while, they've turned off the notifications or whatever. Now that is still the case. So when you're boosting to promote amplify the reach of your posts within a group, you will get that post seen more in the newsfeed by group members. But what it turns out is beyond, because I literally just went to test it with a group that I just recently had a group. I was streaming a live event that was leading here in San Diego, and the group had 800 members, a group that grew very fast with 800 members within about 5 days, starting from pretty much nothing. and it is linked to my page. And then all of a sudden I saw the boost button there, and I could pay like for $50. I could reach 24,000 people. And I thought, okay, well, clearly it's, you know, beyond the group members. And so
right.
To your point, Dave, the question is, doesn't everybody inside of our group see the post? Well, yes and no. It depends, A, on the size of the group, B, how interactive, engaged the people are, C, whether they have their notifications on, D, you know, how long ago they joined the group. And so Facebook's doing a lot, pretty aggressively adding new features to groups. They just had a couple of major summits last summer. And then again in February, they had the community summit in London. And each time they're releasing new features for groups. So between groups and Instagram, what I've been telling my audiences in my events and my trainings, Instagram is Facebook's next Facebook. Okay, so they haven't even reached their first billion members. They've got 800 million members, and at some point soon they'll announce their first billion. But groups, if Instagram is Facebook's next Facebook, then groups, in essence, is almost like a close second, because they're putting so much emphasis on that. And they're running out of inventory in the newsfeed for ad placement, which makes sense because some 80+% of Facebook users are accessing the platform predominantly on their mobile device. So that's a very little part of our, you know, very little piece of that real estate, you know, to get your ads in front of, you know, people on the right target audience on the mobile newsfeed. So they've got to come up with different ways. You got Instagram, you got stories. Stories is a huge untapped area for mortgage professionals, loan officers, realtors to really tap into this captive audience. I believe the stat, Dave, is something like 300 million daily active users are using stories on Instagram. They've caught on way more Instagram than they have on Facebook. And it might be some of your viewers here are going, what the heck is a story? And it's just a little, I call them bubbles. They're like little wee circles at the top of your Instagram, and they're also at the top of your Facebook. They're even at the top of your Messenger. And, you know, you can cross post. They're little short, little ephemeral content, whether it's an image, a GIF, or you can add little animations on now on Instagram, or a 15-second video clip. Very, very popular way to keep that wonderful top of mind awareness, so that people are ready to buy or sell a home, or to get their mortgage, or, you know, to get their loan, or to refinance, whatever the case might be. You will be the one, because, oh yeah, I keep seeing that person, or that I'm friends with that person, or yeah, I just saw them posting about it in my news feed. So then you have that wonderful relationship to be able to use, you know, in your marketing mix. But the advertising component, Dave, what's really going to be up and coming this year is to do ads inside of stories, and also video ad breaks. So between 5 and 15-second ads, square format tends to perform best. And actually doing those, my favorite tool, one of my favorite video tools is Wave. It's called Wave.video. And they have the variety of formats. You can do stories in like the portrait, you can do square, you can do landscape, you can do Facebook cover videos. And so then you can create, you know, multiple different formats and export those and use them in your different social, whether it's paid or organic, actually, but video is really important.
So I love that. So first of all, in our group recently, someone had actually posted the question, what tools are you using to create video and do the square format and put, you know, content, you know, words in the top. So you just heard it. Say it one more time. Video, what's it called again?
Wave, W-A-V-E, Wave.video. And actually I have a 30% coupon for your guys. I'll make sure you get that code in that link. Another one.
All right, I love that.
Others they can take a look at. One is Animoto. I'll get you the links for that, Animoto, or a third one to check out is called Adobe. It's by Adobe Spark, Adobe Spark video. That one, they have a free version, or they have like a $9 a month version. But
love that. So folks, down below, you're watching this right now, you're watching it on YouTube. In the description, we'll have links. Mari's going to give us a code, so it will be down below. And also, if you're using a tool other than this, put it in comments. I'll post this in our group. I'll put this on Facebook. Let us know what you're using. And if you're getting value from the call that you're watching right now, give us a like and make sure you share it. with your other mortgage friends. So, hey, we're like less than 10 minutes into this, so we've already got some tools, we've already got some ideas. And so what it does sound like the consensus is you do need to pay, you have to invest. If you want to get real value, you know, I think your book is The New Relationship Marketing. If you really want to build relationships, you do got to pay to play. Is that fair to say?
Well, it is, because, you know, over the years, since 2012, Facebook has somewhat gradually, you know, much more intensely reduced the organic reach of posts on business pages. And on the one hand, we could gripe and complain as businesses and go, oh, no fair, you know, back in the day, you know, 2009, 10, 11, 12, part of 12, we could get more than 100% reach, right? It was amazing. Those were the days where we make a post and you had 10,000 fans and you could reach 20,000 people. You're like, how's that even possible? But then they went public. And Facebook has this fiduciary duty to make money for their stakeholders. And as the reach was starting to go down, the stock price is going up and Facebook's making a lot of ad revenue. So, but here's the beautiful thing. No point in complaining about it, because we have this amazing, unprecedented opportunity as business professionals. There's no other platform on the planet where you can have incredible granular targeting to reach anyone you want to outside of China. But because, you know, you're 2.1 billion active users, you can go right down to the zip code, to the person's age, to where they're most likely to buy a BMW in the next 3 months, or go on a cruise, or how many children they have, or their household income, or, you know,
or where they're employed, who their employer is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where they work, their job title, their interests. And so another tool for you, Dave, I don't know if your audience here are familiar with something called Audience Insights. You can literally just Google it, or we'll give you another link. Facebook Audience Insights. Brilliant tool where you can start to drill in and get more insights, basically, yes, on who your target audience is. And you can compare that. There's 3 different like seed audience, like a starter audience. Everybody on Facebook, just the fans on your fan page, your business page, if you already have a business page established. Or what's even cooler is what's called a custom audience. And that is if you have an email database, let's say you've got 2 components. You've got subscribers who have opted in, their prospects or leads, but you also have current customers or past customers. So you can go ahead and go to your audience insights. You could upload that custom audience and you could drill deeper and go, okay, what other, you know, interests, what other aspects can I discover of my audience? And the cool thing is, I was just seeing if I can find a stat for you right quick. I don't think I have it in front of me, but if you adjust literally like one interest, could make all the difference between getting a higher ROI, like get return on investment for your ad dollars, and increasing your conversion rate, which is really what you want. You want more more conversions for less money. So by really finding out as much as you possibly can about your audience. The other thing about this custom audience that I'm talking about, uploading your database, let's say you have your favorite customers, favorite clients that you've helped them before, bought and sold houses, done the loans, refinances. You've got that list and it's completely legit. You can load that up to Facebook. They completely encrypt the data. They're not going to suddenly start spamming you and sending emails to your email list. And then you can say to Facebook, a magic secret sauce. It's called lookalike audiences. You can literally say, Facebook, find me people like this. And they do this magic, like machine learning, algorithmic formula for you. And they'll say, sure, here you go. You could get literally into the millions, but you don't want to target millions. You get that lookalike audience, and now you're going to dial it back down and put in your age, range, gender, interests, income, job title, like you said, Dave, and just getting that refined. So now you're targeting not quite so much as a cold audience or somewhat warm audience, insofar as they match the avatar. They're more likely to match the avatar of who you're wanting to reach. So that's called lookalike audiences.
So I love that. That's a huge idea. So a couple of the most common strategies that you're seeing in our community right now are where loan officers are, downloading their LinkedIn database with contacts, and they're using that as a custom audience. You're also seeing them, they're past customers. So anybody I've done a loan with, it's a past customer. And then my realtors, and sometimes that's not a big number. It's less than 100, where it's the realtors in the market that I'm doing. So here's a question. Should those be 3 separate lists? My LinkedIn, my past customers, and my realtors?
Oh, absolutely.
Should I put them together? So that should be 3 separate custom audiences.
Definitely. Yeah.
And
then
make
lookalikes based on those 3.
So I could take, hey, the 100 dream realtors that I have in my market, put them in, say, give me a lookalike, and it would use that profile and make it 200. Or what is the number now? Here's another thing I hear loan officers saying, I'd love to get your take on this, is that, hey, I want to be, I think they got the term from Gary Vaynerchuk, I want to be the digital mayor to my virtual town hall, which let's just say it's 10,000 people that are my LinkedIn database, my past customers, my realtors, a couple lookalike groups, like you just said. What else, if you were a loan officer and you kind of wanted to be the digital mayor of something, what should that be? Any thoughts on who that would be if you were a loan officer?
Specific to an audience, like an online audience?
Yeah. Anything else that you could think that loan officers or realtors that are doing kind of within that sandbox?
Yeah. I actually work with Nations Lending. Nations Lending are my clients. We do trainings for their loan officers and their branch managers. Wonderful company. Just love working with them. And it's similar to many of your community here, Dave, where the thing is that each and every one of us as individuals, we have our different passions and our interests and what makes us unique, special, and different. And everybody has their own personal brand. Like there's one of the branch managers, he has a catering company to do with Cajun, he has this Cajun style of food. And so that's his, when he posts updates about that as well. And so that people come to know that component of him, that aspect of him. So I think it's really important to be sharing updates of a personal nature to your comfort zone, not super private, but letting people in, sharing about your family or your travel, or your hobbies, maybe a different business that you have, a side business, or any specific interests or passions that you have that people will gravitate towards. And think about storytelling. Something that I'm weaving throughout my talks in this past couple of weeks is really big in 2018, is to think like a screenwriter, like a George Lucas with the Star Wars Empire, and not a buy my stuff copywriter, because that's how we can be. It's businesses, marketers. We want people to sign up and we're trying to push. Whereas what's happening right now, I want your audience to really understand this here, Dave. Facebook is shifting to really, really establish themselves as a digital streaming television platform. Their biggest competitor right now is YouTube. But their biggest competitor when it comes to streaming video on demand is Amazon Prime, Netflix, Apple, Hulu, and a few others of that ilk. And so because they just launched in the US, late last summer, they launched that Watch platform, and you'll see more and more original content. It's like the race. There's literally a war on of this, who can have the best and the most original content. Netflix is investing $8 billion this year, and they're aiming to have half their catalog original content. There's also a race.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? There's a race to get more exclusive streaming rights, because so thinking about that, wait a second, Facebook isn't just, it isn't just scrolling in the news feed and putting our paid and our organic content in there. It's a destination, next generation television, and people are consuming content on their mobile, on their desktop, and on television. So thinking more like the screenwriter, the storyteller, crafting your message in these micro videos, whether that 5 to 15 seconds, so it can be inserted as an ad break, either before or in the middle of videos, or doing the stories ads, like I said earlier, getting people to know, like, and trust you as that like you said, the digital mirror. I wasn't familiar with that term from Gary. I know Gary, a longtime friend, but that's funny, the digital mirror. Well, being a thought leader, really, it's about being a thought leader. And one way to be the authority in your specific niche is to author more. The root word of authority is author. That doesn't mean you go out and write a New York Times best-selling book, but it does mean you're creating more content, and that can definitely be a combination of video, pictures, stories. I love those colored backgrounds, doing polls, doing questions, really establishing those relationships with your referral network.
Love that. So those are all ideas on questions, on content. What you mentioned, 5 to 15 seconds. Is that basically saying that I'd have a bigger video and I would insert 5 to 15 second messages, or is that saying that is the content that you should be thinking about? How can you create things that can be consumed within 5 and 15 seconds?
So if we think about how YouTube works, you go to YouTube and there's certain channels and certain videos on YouTube are monetized with ads. You know those ones you have to count it down. You can skip this ad in 5, 4, 3, 2. You skip the ad.
Right.
It's called a pre-roll ad, right? Or you're in the middle of this has become more popular on YouTube. You're literally in the middle of watching something and they pop an ad in there. So that's the exact same concept that's coming to Facebook. It's very early days yet. Facebook is right now like where YouTube was maybe 8 years ago in terms of that video monetization, and then also what they call the rev share, the sharing of the revenue. So you as a video creator, there's 2 components to it. You as the creator of your own video content. Let's say your video is anywhere from 90 seconds or more, 90 seconds to hours. You could do up to 4 hours as a Facebook Live. But I do like somewhere between 90 seconds as a video. If you're going to go live, I would do 5 minutes minimum as a live. But so the longer videos, Facebook, depending on the views, you have to have 300 concurrent viewers, you have to have 2,000 followers. You can qualify to do the revenue share similar to YouTube. That's what I mean that you'd have that longer content. So that's you as a creator. Then as a separate component, you as an ad break, a video ad break creator, you can create your 5 to 15 second video ads. You go into your Facebook Ads Manager, and you will, as one of the placements, it's already a default placement, that will be an ad break. So now your ad can show up in other people's videos to the right target audience. Does that make more sense? It
makes total sense. So Mortgage Coach community, hopefully you're getting takeaways, you're getting value. I'm going to put this video interview in a few different places. But if you're watching this and you're in our private Facebook group, by the way, if you're not in our private Facebook group and you're a mortgage professional, you should be. Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind. We'll let mortgage professionals in. But if you're in that group, let's mastermind. You know, what are you doing? If you're out there and you're doing some of the things that Mari is talking about, comment, let us know what's up. And by the way, hopefully we're going to get Mari back for another interview. So if you have questions for Mari, one of the things when her and I were preparing for this conversation, it was like, Dave, how long, I've got some ideas. How long do I have? Do you want me to share my desktop and show everybody how to do some stuff? And I'm like, well, I don't know if we could do that in this short, we only allocated a half hour to this call. So if there are some things that you want to learn from Mari that we haven't covered, let us know, comment below. So Mari, before people check out, I want to make sure that people know how to engage with you because you are an author. When I asked Darren Hardy, who is the most knowledgeable expert on Facebook, he recommended you. When I asked Cindy Ertman and people that I trust, you keep coming up. And so you're an author. How are some other ways that people can follow you, connect with you, and learn from you?
Definitely on my Facebook page is at Mari Smith, the one with the blue check. They can follow me on my profile as well. It's at Mari S. Instagram, I'm Mari_Smith. Twitter, I'm quite active over there as Mari Smith, and marismith.com. And as I like to say, just Google me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Facebook page probably, Dave, is where I share most of my kind of breaking news and updates.
Now you have some programs where people can sign up and go through classes. I'm sure they could figure that out, but if you could just tell me, for a loan officer, if there was kind of a starter class or program, you know, where would you recommend a mortgage professional starts with you?
My favorite program, I'm actually about to lead it again, is my FAST Facebook Results Program. And I actually coined the acronym FAST, stands for Facebook Ad Strategy Training, because where I find most Facebook advertisers fall short when they're, you know, really trying to get it to work is a lack of a strategy. Is maybe just keep hitting the boost button, or not quite knowing how the target audience or the placements, or we talk about the different formats, whether it's a link versus a lead ad. We can now do messenger ads. You can do click to message, so they can be messaging you. What about messenger bots? You can now do you can do ads inside of Messenger on the home screen. That's a whole other, you know, approach. And so my FAST Facebook Results program is a 12-module program, and they get video training plus live coaching from me. They can just literally, they could message me if they go to my page and just private message me on my page with the word FAST, and that'll automatically send them information. Otherwise, we'll pop a link below for where they can get the page for that and find out more information.
Well, let's do this, because you've given us a couple ideas, you've given us some strategies, you've given us some apps. Our community loves that kind of stuff. You owe me a bunch of links, so I'm going to get those from Mari. I'm going to put them below. You're watching this in YouTube, in the description below. Hopefully you got value. Hopefully you like this. Hopefully you share it. Mari, if there was one other website to go to, like for those people that are looking for ideas to create content, I'm a mortgage professional. It's like, what do I do? Are there any websites I can go to that will help me fast track some content creation or brainstorm? Anything come to mind?
You know, it's funny you should say that, because I think back to this concept of being an authority in your field. The good news is that you don't have to originate every single piece of content. You can also establish yourself as a thought leader and authority by being a master curator. You curate the best content, you cherry pick it. And that's what I've done literally for 11 years in this industry. If you go to my Twitter, and 90% of the links I share on Twitter are what I call OPC, other people's content. And people know that they've come to trust me as a trusted authority, that if Mari has selected this resource, this article, this tool, we've done our homework, done our research, it's from a great authority site. So a couple of my favorites, you can use Flipboard. Flipboard is it's like a magazine, and you can create your own.
Love Flipboard.
Right? Another one is Pocket. I love is getpocket.com. And so how I do it, my process in-house, I have one of my team members schedules content for my Twitter, for my LinkedIn, for my Google+. I do all my own Facebook. But what I do is I'm reading like my Flipboard, or I have a few other different email lists that I subscribe to, industry newsletters. I follow different groups. I'm always on the top of what's happening. And when I see those, I just click my little pocket, save to Pocket. And then Anna on my team, she knows those go into Twitter. So it's really, a lot of it is really about creating a flow. You can do, obviously you've got Google Alerts. Another favorite tool is BuzzSumo. Love BuzzSumo. It's a content.
I recently heard about BuzzSumo.
Yeah. Oh gosh, you know, your folks would love that, because it shows you what's trending right now, what's getting the most shares. It's a great engine, or they call it a content discovery engine. It's great for for testing headlines. Like if some of your community here are writing blog posts, or even for your tweets. Really, every tweet is a headline. Every LinkedIn, maybe they're really prolific on LinkedIn. The headline is everything. The headline's everything. And so using a tool like BuzzSumo is great to see what subject lines and headlines got a ton of shares, and then use that as inspiration for your own.
Well, you've given so much value. Again, Mortgage Coach community, both Mari and I will gauge based off your comments and your questions, whether we should do another call like this or not. Engage with Mari. I follow, I learn from her. Many of Mortgage Coach's best community leaders get a lot of value. Hope you did too. Mari, thank you for the time today. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Happy to serve.
Take care.